Me, I remember a couple things stand out. It's hard, you know. At first, being a role model to kids, everyone's like, it's got to be great, but there's a whole other side of it. I remember me, Amy, Dave, everybody went to this children's hospital. It was like a cancer hospital, and we were superheroes, you know. We're like, they're heroes, and I would go in and meet little kids like him, and he'd be like, "Hey, Tommy, you know I'm dying." I'm like, "No, buddy, you're not dying." And the nurse was like, you know, "Yeah, I mean, he's got cancer. He's got a few months to live." And I'm like, ugh. I just remember I was standing around the corner because I have kids, you know. They're right here. Jacob's 17 now, and this guy's, how old are you? Sorry, 12. Sorry, gosh. All right. So I had kids, you know, little kids at the time, and it was heartbreaking. I remember Amy was crying. I was around the corner. I was like, oh. And then you have to be strong and go in the room and be like, "Hey, buddy, how are you?" You know. And I went through that whole period. Then I also went through. It was great to change the lives that I was able to touch. Was awesome. The only problem for me was we had like Make-A-Wish Foundation things that wanted us to go. I mean, Scott knows, wanted us to go in my kid's last dying wish to see the Power Rangers. You know, but that's like so many of them, and so it was so in my head I was like, man, I'm not meeting the demands behind all this. And then when the bombings went on, kids were like, how come Power Rangers didn't save? You know, I'm like, you know? So it was hard, like trying to. But other than that, that's one side that I guess that kind of like got me in the heart. But the other side was great, you know, changing lives. And people come up and they're like, you know, you changed my life. And people are like, you know, if they don't know Power Rangers, they say, that guy's weird, isn't he? But the bottom line is we all go through things, right? We all go through things. Either we listen to music to help us get through things, or we watch movies to help us get through things, but something has to get us through the pain that we've endured, or just heroes. You watch us on TV and you're excited about it. You know, so to touch people's lives is great. And right now with my MMA career, I have 12,000 Facebook fans in like 7 months. You know, and I appreciate everybody out there because you guys are all grown up now, and you know you're still supporting us and future things that we're doing. I know there's a plug on the end. I don't plug everything, but you know what I'm saying, future things. So that's it. I'm getting the microphone up now. See, this is why I don't hold it. Actually, when I was 3,
I tell you what, I like being a role model to the famous people's kids, you know. We had like Gene Simmons brought his kids to the set. You know, Jean-Claude Van Damme, you know, these are people like that I thought were cool, and they were coming to see me, which I thought was dope, so.
I don't know, it was kind of awkward for me because I was a kid. I was 13. So kids were coming to see me, and actually, I mean, thank you. Actually, I do remember one time there was a kid that got his arm ripped off in the washing machine. Yeah, and the only wish that he wanted was to see the Blue Power Ranger. And he wasn't eating, he wasn't doing anything. So after I went and visited him at the hospital and gave him some toys, you know, gave him some advice, they contacted us actually a couple weeks later. They put his arm back on and he started eating, and now he's doing good, I heard. So.
I'll give you one quick story about Mr. Tough Guy Jason and David Frank here. We were in the studio one day recording something, and this was pretty early on, and I think that somebody had called up one of the kids who was having had cancer, really wanted to speak to him, and Jason talked to the kid for a few minutes, and then the nurses got on and started giving him a real hard time, like, you need to come down here and help this kid. So this guy got it really hurt him, and it was weird to see that side, that finally he actually is human. But I don't mean that in a stupid way. I mean, it was really touching on me to see him get affected by that. But people really took advantage of him as well, and probably a lot of different Rangers, by trying to force him into being guilty. It's not his fault that this guy's kid is doing something. We can't drop everything to go to the hospital because the nurses want us to. But it was tough times, but good. She's got a show she wants.
Hey, can you get one mic? Low budget? Share my PowerPoint.
Working with him, I gotta tell you. We had a lot of moments. Anyway, I was just sitting here thinking, I was thinking about what everybody was saying, because, you know, I was past the mic for first person. That's okay, Kat. Being a role model to me, because I think about the people that I've just met today, and you guys just coming and just being so excited to meet the Power Rangers. You don't understand how much that makes, how good that makes us feel as people, that you guys actually look at us and that you still support us after 15 years, or Jason, maybe 25 years. It makes us really, think about when we're out and people seeing us and making sure that we make the right decisions and the right choices, because people are going to be looking. I know he's going to come back and try to say something. I know, because that's just what he's thinking over there. But I just wanted to thank you from the bottom of my heart. Give it to Scott. Pastor Jason.
Jason was 4 when he started the show.
I did more than 2 seasons.
Because I went on to become Union and do other shows.
Really good. Oh, jeez, that's what you guys just do, what I'm telling you.
Oh, yeah, where's Bondi? Yeah, Steve Wang actually worked on that show, so he called me, wanted me to do a role on it. But for some reason, Bondi had a problem with it, I guess, because of me being the White Ranger. I could have sold toys for him. It was stupid. But I wanted to work with Steve. I think Steve's a great director, and I was gonna do like just a few episodes, and whatever, jump back in spandex,
That's spandex metal.
You're wearing it, baby. You're wearing it.
Lakers, baby. I don't watch any other sports but Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, basically. That's it. I watch football, basketball, anything. And I watch Jason do MMA. So.
I just say Boston. I just say Boston.
I just say Boston just to rile people up.
I'll go inside a sports bar. I'll sit there and be like, come on, Boston, let's go. Yeah, it's like, dude, come on. Now Shaq's with Boston.
I was born in Boston, that's why I said that.
I'm just a big fan of the Winter and Summer Olympics. That's what I watch.
I like the Yankees, and then the Yankees, dude. And what did you say? And then I'm a big tennis fan, so Roger Federer. Thank you. Coming from San Diego, I have to represent the Chargers.
Yeah!
That's about the only sport that I watch is football.
I'm not really into physical sports, but do motorsports count? Like car racing? Yeah, cool. After the Power Rangers deal, I actually race cars professionally. That's what I do now. So I like John Force and his daughter Ashley Force. If you guys follow drag racing, that's what I do.
My house is kind of divided. My husband likes the Yankees. I like the Dodgers. My children are kind of, I know. And the Lakers.
I see therapy in your kid's future.
Jason?
23.
I have this is actually regarding metal down there, and I must ask, sir, what was your 30 pieces of silver? How did they lure you back?
To be honest with you, Doug Sloan and Ann Knapp called me, and they asked me to do a favor for them. Because their ratings were down, and they said they had 1 year left on their contract, and they wanted to boost ratings up so they can save their jobs. And I went in, and I just went back to Dino Thunder and thought, I'll go back to do it one more time. And I went to Disney, and the Disney was like, we need to audition you. I'm like, oh, okay. Tom is the character I created. I was thinking, you need to pull one of those 200, 300 episodes of the show, and then you can see. And they wanted to audition me, screen test me. Stupid. Before I went into the meeting with the VP or whoever else, I went in with Doug and Ann. They're like, Jason, just please please try to behave. And they're all like, I'll behave. And it just kind of made me mad. I don't know. But anyway, I just did it, you know. And I have a daughter who's 6 now, so you know, I just did it. I mean, my kids, you know, they like it and stuff. And I think kids think it's cool to have your dad as like a, you know, toy. I think it's dumb when you step on. It's dumb when you step on yourself. And you're like, oh. But it's like the downfall of having your own toy. And then it's scary. The other one I have just looks at you.
I still have those Revolving Skulls toys that stare at me. That's scary enough.
Oh yeah. Please someone ask your question.
The writer. People that write this, you know, like this, let me show you. Good job.
You mean in real life? These guys are actors. I'm not sure what real life questions.
This ain't real?
Okay, I'm going to be bold enough to attack that one. I have a couple of them, but I'll go to the first one. Yeah, I was a nerd in school. So, junior high. I was fortunate enough to, in the middle of recess, by one of my lovely friends, who's not my friend anymore, de-pantsed me in front of the school, and it was very embarrassing. But I got through it. I laughed my way. But the whole time in junior high, I was the girl that got de-pantsed. So that was my very fond memory. Another one, also in middle school. I remember taking Sun-In at the time, which was very popular, or hydrogen peroxide, and would dip my head in the sink because my father wouldn't let me dye my hair. So I would dip my head in the sink, and I put a whole bottle of hydrogen peroxide in my hair. It turned out orange. Fun times, great times. I remember one. I thought I was trying to be cool. It was homecoming. It wasn't elementary, it was high school. It was homecoming, and whole bunch of people out there, and I thought it would be cool to try to jump the gate. I don't know why, and I got stuck on the top, so my legs were dangling in front of like 500 people, and I looked really ridiculous.
I have one that kind of goes on your lines here. I was in 6th grade, and there was a really cute girl named Katie Bray that I was trying to impress, and I was playing soccer on the field, and we all got in a big kind of like a tackle. We fell down, and we got up, and like Katie and the girls are laughing at me, and I still think about this today. But I get up, and my shorts had ripped, and I was in 6th grade, so I thought I was still young, but I had fire trucks on my underwear, and I guess I was a little too old to still have little red and blue fire trucks on my underwear that was seen. So to this day, it still haunts me.
Another lifetime ago.
All right, so I was filming Power Rangers. I think it was right around Christmas time. I got a GoPed for Christmas, and I was homeschooled, and everybody else was in school, and I lived right by school, so I'm on my GoPed with my shirt off, driving. I see all the kids in school, and I'm flipping them off. Hit one of those little blue reflectors in the middle of the road. Boom! Lost my nipple, scraped my chin up.